And we are back. How's it going, Occasion and Purpose fans? I'm with. You already know who I'm with. He needs no introduction, right? I don't think you need no introduction. This is Josh Lopez, part two. Y'all have been asking for this. Y'all have been waiting for it, and now we're here. Josh, first off, how are you been? How's your life?
I've been great. I've been good. Just working, school, just living life, living day by day.
Day by day.
But yeah, I've been great, man. I've been just positive vibes,
That's
positive
good,
vibes.
man.
Nothing negative, just enjoying life and getting lit.
Same thing. I mean, like, I think we're all just having a good time right now. I actually posted about you today on my Instagram story. I was telling the world. Yeah, you're in there. You didn't watch the story. That's why.
Oh, because I don't have service here. That's why. We try to get on the Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi was messing up for some reason. But it's funny. It was you and Fabi, and I was like, man, like everybody in this picture is crazy successful right now. Everyone's doing really well.
You're talking about the one where we're going up the escalators?
It's an old one. But
it's
like,
an OG picture. Yeah,
it's like
2 years ago.
Yeah, and it's like a here and then and now situation. You know how everyone's doing good. You're doing fantastic. I know you're doing the bar stuff.
Yeah.
And what else?
I've been working. This is like another life update for me. So I work at a bar. I work at a sports bar. It's called Barney's Beanery in Westwood by UCLA. So I'm a bartender there. I started there in March, and I love it. I love every single thing of it. It's fun. It's exciting. I love my coworkers. I love that I could talk to people like naturally. I've made actually friends who come to the bar all the time looking for me. We have our regulars who've been coming to that Barney's for like the past 10 years. And they're great people. It's not. And also what I like about bartending is I like it. It's like a good hobby of mine. In the future I would love to own a sports bar or a bar in the future. And I definitely love it. I love making drinks and I love talking to people.
I feel like because this has just been you've always had this in you, but it seems like as of recent, it's like you're just coming more out of your shell. Do you feel like this altered your plans in making a business? Because this is something I could really see you do.
Yeah, I've always I've always thought about doing this because in the future, or like since I'm a business major and econ major, I always believe that people should have many sources of incomes, many streams of incomes.
Yeah.
So I would definitely, that was already a plan of mine. So, but this just kind of motivates me to pursue that, because now I know how a business runs. I know how, to get into detail, I know how a kitchen runs. I know how a bar runs. I know how a host runs. I know how to run a building, and then.
You do.
And
a lot of experience.
What's so great about it is that all my coworkers, they're all not passionate. Yeah, I guess they're passionate, but they all work hard. Yeah. And then I feel like in the future, if I ever want to do something, I could depend on them. I could actually probably have them jump on board with me, because we built that great relationship. Where like every time we get to work, we just say hi to each other. We're talking about the whole day. Talking about sports, talking about work, talking about the food, talking about the drinks, we're talking about the guests. It's a great vibe. It's not really a family vibe. It's more like a hangout vibe. It's all positive vibes, good vibes, the money's great. I'm making a lot of money, but at the end of the day, I'm there because I'm happy, Yeah. There's nothing that could, I guess, put my mood down whenever I'm at that job. I never feel like I'm, in a drag, oh, great, I'm going to Barney's,
Yeah.
I felt in other jobs in the past, but this one I feel excited, I feel happy, and not just the money motivates me, just the whole thing, the whole picture, and even the area is great. It's in Westwood. It's a nice area.
Yeah, we went out a few days ago and we had a good time.
Yeah, see,
we're just there enjoying the food.
Food's good, yeah. Yeah, and it's a sports bar. You would think maybe just there for the drinks, but no, the food is great. Yeah. I know one of the cooks. His name is Sal. Shout out to Sal. He's been working at that Barney's for the past 6-7 years, and he's a great guy. Yeah, he's a great guy. And he loves what he does. He loves cooking, and he's great at his job.
Yeah. No, I really do think you love it. I think it brings out the best of you. And everyone says man, Josh is always a a social butterfly. He always made people feel good, and I feel like you're just right at home now. You know?
No, I 100% agree with that because I've had one of my managers who I've been only knowing for a couple months. Even she said it's like, you're so great with the guests. Like I actually had a coworker tell me, and this meant a lot to me. He's like, wow, you're so great with the guests. Like very, how you say the word, therapeutic, I guess.
Therapeutic is fine. Yeah.
Yeah, like you could connect with them like naturally.
Exactly.
Know? And then I'm not even like taking on another face of mine. I do it naturally. It comes out naturally, and then I don't do it just, to get a good tip. I just do it because it's who
that's just who you are.
Exactly, and it even works. It could work for me in the long run, like with connections, with networking and stuff like that. I'm getting into real estate. You never know. It could meet.
How is that going?
Clients. Oh, it's going well. And exactly Sunday. So this Saturday, I'll be taking my tests, my real estate test, and it's a big deal.
So, what are they asking you on this test? I mean, for someone who has not been into real estate, like, what are you studying for exactly?
Right now, I'm studying the principles of real estate. They mostly ask for that, where they ask about like the buyer agent, the seller agent, the broker, and then what's called the agency law disclosure, where you got to present to a client before you do anything, and then they'll ask you, a lot of definitions like bulk sell or also revenue. Or
are you nervous?
I actually am nervous.
I was talking to Fabi's mom. I was talking to Fabi about her mom, and she was saying how like she does it, as her like part-time gig, and like she loves it. Yeah, like everyone. I had a friend, my neighbor actually in Alabama. His mom used to do real estate. Her mother used to do real estate also. So his grandmother, they loved it. No, they made a lot of money by it. No, it's something that people are just so enthusiastic by, and I can see that you have that same drive and passion in you. Are you just ready to get this out your feet? I know you're just ready to just get this over with, but this is a big step for you guys.
No, it is, because I'm planning to also do this part time. Like I said, many sources of incomes have that just on the side, and then maybe in the future, if I get really good at it, I can even open my own brokerage, and once again, I'll just have people run that for me, and I'll focus on what I'm passionate about.
What's okay? So a lot of people have a lot of strategies to be successful in life. I know you do a lot of reading, so you probably reference some of the material. Are you a guy that likes to invest in passive income, where you're not necessarily working? You either have other people work for you, or you buy a company or a business that generates money. For example, you could buy a vending machine. Just say it's like income that you get that builds up wealth. Or are you the type of person that likes to have multiple avenues of micro businesses, or just something real estate?
Everything
offices.
From everything.
For you, you would rather go.
Well, right now I'm starting off small.
Of course, everyone. Yeah,
I'm working, and then I'm also working on this real estate, and then also
getting the credentials
in my school degree, and then eventually have that career job. But in the future, my goals is that's what I'm using. Real estate is going to be one part of it, and then businesses that I enjoy, like that sports bar I desire, or that bar, or that restaurant I desire. I definitely believe in the future I'll have many sources of income, as in that sports bar, my real estate, have apartment buildings, you
want to be a multi-businessman. I just don't represent one thing. I'm a conglomerate. I have so many things that I do,
and then eventually I would want my money to work for me, like an investor, pretty much. And plus, one thing that I've read and learned is that Jeff Bezos, and I look up to him. A lot of people don't like him, but I look to him because he hustles, and he's a smart guy. Yeah, he very good said invest in things that you're passionate about. Invest in things that you know that will impact people in a positive way. Yeah, you're right. And I've always had this message for everyone, and you know it very well, that I said my goal in the future is I don't care about the money. I know we're talking about numbers and money right now, but at the end of the day, I want to impact a lot of people in a positive way. Because for example, I mentioned this in the podcast months ago about Apple. they impact people in a positive way. You know, they're the founders. Their goal was to be innovative, but at the end of the day, they want to make a difference, and that's one of Apple's models: make a difference, and that's what I want to do, and then eventually help out other startups, other small businesses, like invest. And it's it's crazy. This may be somewhat off topic. So yesterday actually, I was at Barney's on my off day, but the one in Burbank. I was just having a beer and working on my real estate. And some guy just sat next to me. He's like, "Hey, is this seat taken?" And I was like, "Nah, dude." And then we just started to talk. We started to talk about Marvel. We started to talk about how he was working in Japan, how he was in Hawaii, this and that. And he's an econ major, and he got actually his MBA in the University of Hawaii, I believe. And then and then I was telling him, I was like, my goal is to go to business school, get my MBA, but also to learn a lot of material, get a lot of resources, learn from the best. Yeah. But also to connect with like-minded people. And what he told me, he said that the way you speak, how you said you want to connect with like-minded people. So maybe you guys could do something like start up a startup, or also like your goal is to like impact a lot of people way. You're gonna find a lot of people like that. He said I found a lot of people like that. I'm like that. Like he also said how he has ideas to do a startup. I've told you my ideas about. I don't want to say in on the podcast, but like But so that was pretty cool because like I really that's what I'm looking forward to. Because like for example I've a couple examples that I know, like Apple, Steve Jobs didn't start on his own. He met someone who just like, had the same mindset, who was the same investment. Like that's what me and the guy were talking about yesterday. Yeah. The same investment, we just jump on it and just go. And then also the founders of Snapchat, I don't know their names, they went to Harvard. They both just were, I think, roommates, and then they just came with the idea, smart social media platform, and then they just ran with it. Mm-hmm. And also, you were speaking about how I wanna in the future have these source of incomes, either with businesses or I buy something like in the future, like say I invest something and it makes it generates a lot of revenue. Yeah. If I have an offer from like a big offer and I could sell it, mm-hmm. and I'm not passionate about it, I'll sell it. The reason why I would sell it, because once again, eventually I would want to invest in a lot of small companies, but finally find that company I'm so passionate about. Like for example, another person I really look up to is Elon Musk. He created PayPal like in the year 2000, and then he eventually sold it to Yahoo for $2 billion. Out of it, he got $700 million. Yeah. And then he invested all of that into SpaceX and into Tesla, and he took a risk, and now SpaceX is one of the
leading aerospace companies of today,
and then Tesla is one of the leading electronic car companies. But the reason why he did that, and you can even see in his interviews, and he's always in the factories, he's actually passionate about this. He was not like, do you rather own PayPal for the rest of your life or be part of Tesla and SpaceX? Oh yeah, of course. He's like, no, I'll do my own thing. Yeah, and he's a physics guy. He got his master's from Stanford in physics, chemistry, or whatever, how many degrees he has. So so that's another like.
But you know what the thing you noted that you've said that I have noted, you've named a lot of very educated, smart people and very rich people, and I think how inspiring they are. We kind of underestimate the ability to start from a very humble beginning, in my opinion. I believe everyone should look up Dell Computers. The guy who owns Dell. His last name was Dell. I can't think of his first name. And what he started was, he was a normal guy like everybody else. Yeah. But he was, when Microsoft was big, right, and Apple was big, he said, okay, people need computers with applications on it. Okay. And they can't install them themselves because computers sometimes didn't come with Windows. Sometimes they didn't come with some of these things. Yeah. Office and everything. So he would put these things preloaded onto a computer and sell it.
Oh shit! Okay.
Very easy. That's like you putting Microsoft Office on your Mac, and you put like Spotify, Discord, like random programs, and say, okay, I sell you computers with all your favorite programs ready to go. You just boot it up. People loved it. Yeah. And now he has one of the richest. He is one of the richest people in the world from a very smart idea that doesn't require you to have a master's degree in physics. Mm-hmm. All you need is a buddy to help you build a computer. You know, Jerry can do that, you know.
Hey, Jerry.
And I'm just saying, like, with the ideas we come up with, sometimes we, like, don't think, oh, that's a small idea. I'm sure it's been done before. Or, you know, that's something that requires me to learn something that I'm not comfortable with. But some of the stuff you can learn on YouTube.
No,
you know,
I agree,
yeah. And I just think, like, you know, anything, what you're saying is totally possible. For anybody to do. And I really hope people really do. And like you said, you don't need to do it by yourself. There are people who can. I had a friend, he said, I want to make video games. And I said, well, you got to understand that that's something that's almost impossible to do by yourself. Like, all you need is 3 guys. And these 3 guys made this game. It's called Risk of Rain 2. And that game went on to make millions of dollars. And only 3 to 4 people worked on it. I think it's less than. I think it's like 3 people just worked on it, and it made that much money. So I'm just saying, like, you're right. Like, you just need a very small team, or commit to your dream.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. You know, you don't have to, you know, do everything on your own. You know, you could definitely have that buddy.
Who is that team around you? Now, you don't have to give names. You don't want to, but like, who do you find yourself attracted by? Especially when you want to build your close friendships, your close lifetime partners in life that's going to take you places. We met a few of them already on the podcast. But why do you choose the group that you choose?
I don't have anyone specifically yet for like that, like,
of course, or business.
For that business, like, idea I want so bad.
So who do you look for in a person?
Like, probably like this, who has the same mentality, that who is not money driven, who just wants to make something that impacts people in a positive way, but like in a global way. You know, like I said, like meeting those students in business school, meeting those students at Long Beach later on in the year, just like see if I get that connection with them. We just jump on it, you know, and just run, and keep going. Like that guy, like I spoke to yesterday, that's the people I'm talking about. Yeah. Where we're just, you know, we don't care about the money, you know. We don't care about the numbers, but we just care about the goal, just impact people in a positive way. And then yes, if we get a big return at the end, yes, we'll sell. Or maybe not. Maybe we won't sell. Maybe if I could make a company as Amazon, like, would I sell? Probably not. I would probably.
You know, it's funny. Yeah. You mentioned sell a few times. So if you had the opportunity to sell, like, what would you use that new found money for?
But again, it depends. I would only sell if I'm not passionate about the product or service or business I made. And if it's also like, I guess, a reasonable offer. And like you said, that question, if I do sell in the future, like I said earlier, I would invest in a lot of small companies. I would like startups who people would be in my position, my footsteps, help them out, you know, give them that extra hand as well. Like, that's like a Shark Tank. I would want to be an investor.
Well,
I want to be a shark.
Look at you know, Jeff Bezos recently just stepped down as CEO. I think the leader of Reddit, the creator of Reddit, I think he even stepped down, or he's very hands off of his company now. Yeah, and that's something that they're both extremely passionate about. But at the same time, they have more projects that I think we all grow as humans. We all grow as people. We sometimes we do want to do more things. We're long. Exactly. You live a good life. Yeah. So like, what are some of the things you see yourself? If I had the opportunity to, like Elon Musk said, man, I'm going to make this website, I'm going to make PayPal, but then after that, you know, I really like space. I really like, you know, I think renewable energy is the future. I think a company like Tesla would be awesome too. So like, he went on and did something like that he just thought that he liked and did it. What would be something for you feel like, you know, would be awesome? Like, man, if I had the opportunity to, you know, in a dream, I would go find this.
That's a really good question.
Yeah,
I just know like the money that I would use, or say I in the future, if I, you know, this big business I have and I just step down or I end up just selling.
Yeah.
Of course I would, like, once again open up like that sports bar I want to do, and just because I feel like, you know, where do you rather be? Like I think I'd rather be invested. Like, say I have this big company and I'm so happy about it, and then I want to eventually sell. And then, like, eventually I do sell, like, I think I would rather be helping out building a sports bar than being in long meetings, long boring meetings. So yeah, I would use if I ever had that load of money in front of me, I'm saying I want to give back to my community. I want to start this foundation I've always wanted to start, help immigrants. I would also want to buy apartment buildings, build apartment buildings where my fellow Angelinos deserve rent control. Like anyone who wants to come visit LA and wants to, sorry Josh, this is something, it might be towards you. Whoever wants to come in LA, you're gonna pay a premium. Like, it's not fair that people have been living here for over 20 years and now somehow their rent is high. I think that's very unfair, just because you have other people coming from other states, which is not a bad idea. There's nothing wrong with it, but why do we get penalized? Why do we get this inflation? I 100%. That's why in the future I would want rent control where people could apply to live in my apartment buildings, but you got to show me proof that you've been here you've been an LA citizen. Not LA, yeah, LA. You've been in LA for overwhelming years, and then yes, I'm gonna give you a rent that's affordable and reasonable. I'm not gonna charge you a crazy price, And eventually I would want to buy like my apartment building where I live and then fix that up and then take care of any tenants that have been living there for many years, and then once again have that sports bar. And you brought up a question like which people I would want to surround myself. So this is not with the business idea, but with that sports bar, all the people I've met throughout my life that has been so great to me, like at this restaurant I work at, this sports bar I work at now, like I know a few of them would come on board with me and help me out. I have friends from AMC. I'm not gonna say their names, but actually I don't mind saying their names. Like I was talking to like Marco about this, and then he's like, yeah, like I would want to run your bar, so like I know I could depend on him. Like I have people who I trust and depend on, who I work around with, which I know they won't be slacking off on the job. And there was these two bartenders, you've been out at the Moon, right? Yeah. So back then there was these two bartenders that were awesome, great two gentlemen. They're great people. Like I liked about how they always knew who I was, knew my name, this and that, always took care of me and our friends. Like in the future, if I have this sports bar and they're still out there working as bartenders, I would want them to run my bar, have them be the bar manager.
Or people very like that.
Yeah, and pay them honestly. Pay them honestly way over minimum wage. Pay them a good hourly or maybe even salary, and also have their tips as well. So, make sure I take care of them, because at the end of the day, like I said, I want to give back to my people.
And it's funny because a lot of the times when people become successful, they don't think to invest in their community. Elon Musk is from South Africa.
Oh yeah,
he's not American. At the same time, he invested in his dreams, and there's nothing wrong with what he invested in. But very few people have the tendency to say, I actually want to put my money back into where I started.
No, yeah, I want to give back money into where I started and give back to those people who've helped me throughout my whole life, who made my life a better
And I think that's important with minorities, especially minorities. And I like how you brought up your community and how things are rapidly changing. The people that built these communities, that built this culture, that made the tourism so popular, are being neglected and getting kicked out. And what do we do about that situation? And it is people reinvesting in their community. It is people ensuring that those places are protected, for the people who need to be there, who belong there, who built the city, And I feel like and that's the thing with minorities. We lack the money, the leadership. I think in Atlanta, TD Jakes and Tyler Perry, very two successful gentlemen, collaborated and bought I don't know how much land, and they want to build residential malls, and like they want to ensure that we have a footprint in this city, and people can come and this is what we want and be comfortable. And that's the kind of mindset young people, especially people of color, need to have to protect where they live, and also invest into the community to build it up. When I think of East LA, when I think of Echo Park in the 90s, people think of violence. right? Sometimes, right? I'm not sure. Am I right?
Yeah, I think always. Yeah,
sometimes,
yeah.
you know, in that period, you
I
know,
think you're 100% right.
When I think of South Central, I think of violence.
Yeah.
And where do we see young people going back and say, no, we know these people. We know how good they are. And don't let this reputation ruin that community. In fact, I'm going to put millions of dollars into it to boost it, to give people that opportunity to get education. People can get education because they have to work a 9-to-5 job, getting paid $15, paying $2,000 for rent. It's ridiculous. You can't get educated. You can't learn.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't think people should pay a high rent, especially you've been living. Thankfully, where I live, there's rent control, and then we've been living there our whole life, so our rent is not super crazy. But
we know those situations exist.
The second me and my family, and my mom, brother, we move to a different apartment, boom, the rents go high. It's like it's not fair. Like there's inflation. Like the reason why. Okay, I don't mind inflation. You know, that's how the economy works, but don't let it impact like people's lives, like as in like their rents. You know, especially their rent. Maybe gas could go up. You know, inflation for movie tickets or whatever, groceries go up, but not for their rent, and that's their roof. You know, that's their shelter. You know,
like, that's getting to a very deep conversation because when you think of capitalism, you think of everyone wants to make a dollar, right? You're presented an opportunity. If I had, for example, if somebody's gonna pay me $50 to buy that car, but then the guy from Montana wants to pay me $50,000 for that car, I'm taking the $50,000. But you offered me first, so I'll honor your offer. But as soon as you go away from that offer, I'm gonna take that $50. And that's the thing with capitalism. People always want that extra money. And it's interesting you said, no, there should be something that says no matter what inflation does, people need housing. Do you think some of these issues will solve these problems? Some of these solutions would solve some of these issues?
Yeah,
if we kind of adjusted?
Yeah, if it was rent control, yeah, because a lot of people have disposable income. That means you have income that you have on the side that after you pay your bills. That's something I've learned in econ, where you pay your bills, you pay your rent, you pay your car payments, whatever. But at the end of the day, you have income that you could use it for yourself. And I think more people need that more. We're getting like deep into this talk, but like people in the one side of the political world, they think that when you give money to Americans, have Americans have money in their hands. Okay, fine. Instead of giving money to Americans, where a lot of people on the right side don't agree with, and some on the left side don't agree with, and then I sometimes don't agree with. I think it's already like you say in Spanish, ya se pasó. I mean, it's too much already. Too much money already give out. Have these other solutions where people are not putting more money into like an unnecessary rent or even the gas prices, cut that down, and then eventually you're gonna have that disposable income where you don't have to give money, to Americans. And then another thing, have affordable school where once again you're not taking out a lot of money. You're keeping more money to yourself because school is affordable, rent's affordable, the gas price is affordable. Like inflation shouldn't affect those things. I get how communities want to get better, like gentrification. Like I surprisingly agree with that because it does make the community safer. But why is like especially my people and like minorities, why are rents going high? That's so unfair. Like we've been living here for so many years. Just because we have another group of people coming into our community making it safer doesn't mean our rent needs to go higher. Why are they building these fancy apartments and then we can't even apply to them because we just see the ridiculous prices? Like they're nice, but let us live there too. Like I know it's
a lot of people use this argument in life and they say, well, this encourages competition. If it requires me to be smarter, if it requires me to get a better job, then this should be, and it should show you where areas, communities need to do to improve. A different political spectrum would say, well, work more. People seem to not work as much, and people don't seem to have an education. Some you don't say you don't need education. Be a plumber. People make good money in that respect. And I see their argument, and I see their argument. I'm trying to help you out.
Yeah.
but at the same time, what we're not saying. You said disposable income. Mm-hmm. That is a term that people don't even understand. A lot of young people have. When you're working at AMC, did you ever have enough disposable income?
No. Like,
no. And think about it. You live with your parents, right?
Oh, mom.
Your mom.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm sorry. Your mom.
Yeah.
So you're telling me an average kid does not have disposable income? You know, that tells you a lot how life works.
Yeah.
So how can a single mom, an aunt raising her two nieces and nephews, how can a grandmother, how can a parent, a single dad, how can two parents that work constantly to feed their 3 sons? Mm-hmm. How can that be? Yeah. That's hard.
Or what if parents want to have more kids but they can't?
Because, they can't.
Yeah, because it's not enough. You know, like, for example, like that's why when you mentioned we're going back to disposable income, I want families to have that more so they could be more together, so they could go to that movies, they could go to Disneyland, they could spend it in things that they actually, you know, there's the reason why there's life, so you could be happy and have fun. You know, it's not always working, always making sure you gotta pay those bills.
Exactly.
Or none of that. That's why. And what you said about competition, like I said, work more. Like if that's really the argument, work more. If you're already working 40 hours, like a week, that's enough. You know, like of course, if you're like a doctor, then you do you. But for example, like there shouldn't be that mom who's a manager at a Starbucks, but then after that she needs to clock off and go be a waiter at a Denny's. Like, no, dude, like being a manager at Starbucks should be enough. Or being a waiter at a Denny's and working your 40 hours.
Let me ask you a question. Someone told me, this is the biggest thing I've probably heard this year that shocked me. They said, Josh, I see what you're doing. And I could never have goals or dreams like you, or that could ever exceed that. I'm not.
They told that to you about you?
They said that about themselves. They said, I see what you're doing, Josh, but I can never have dreams like you. I can never accomplish those things that you're accomplishing. I just can't. You know, and I was in shock because, number one, what they feel like they do is not degrading, but it's very not honorable. I'm a manager at Starbucks. That's all it is. I work at Ralph's in the kitchen, you know, in the back. You know, I cut fish. That's what I do for a living. That's not respectable, but that's what I'm good at it, and I've been doing it for years. And then on top of that, what you're doing is something that I can never do. I am not capable of dreaming like that, like you can. That shocked me because, number one, I don't feel like your job is I hate to say that word, degrading, but yeah, it's not degrading at all. I respect what you're doing. It might not be you're not a banker on Wall Street, but man, what you do is respectable. Like you work hard, just like that guy you work twice as hard as that guy in the office building. Yeah. You know, and you carry yourself well. You make a positive attitude. Man, that is respectable to me. You know, and on top of that, they don't want to dream. So Josh, when I see that, and you brought up like Starbucks, that's what she does is enough. What I do is enough. You know. Why do you feel like people lose the sense to dream? And why do you feel like these jobs, these, GED jobs, I'll call them, you know, why do you feel like people feel like that's below them?
Because I feel like they get stressed out. They feel like there's not enough for them to have fun. There's not enough to pay the bills sometimes. They get worried, especially they have little ones to take care of, you know. It's not the only mouth they're feeding. They're feeding, other mouths, you know. I feel like that's why if things were just, not cheaper, but things were not going crazy high, especially what's it called? Landlord.
Yeah, landlords.
Landlords, yeah. Especially if they own the property, why do they gotta raise the rent? Okay, show me the Excel sheets where it says that the cost is more. Fine, if it's more expensive to do plumbing, is it more expensive to fix this? Like, no. Well, like, when it's like, does your lighting break like every 2 weeks? No. Like, there's always errors, rarely. So it's like, why is like there's no, like, your cost is not going higher. It's the cost stays the same. that's only the rent portion, and that's why I do believe companies should pay their employees better. Like they should,
that's all I was going to lead into.
They should really look like
what we're seeing in 2021 is that we're out of a pandemic, and I think every employer is hiring. Everywhere I go, I see not hiring.
I see that everywhere, even AMC.
And I read an article. It says this specifically: young people have the most control than they ever had before. Why? Because if you're a loyal employee, number one, you're loyal. You've been with the company since, let's say, 2 to 3 years. Mm-hmm. So you're experienced.
Yeah.
And you have the ability to train. You have the ability to move up. You have that leeway there.
Mm-hmm, of course.
You can ask and demand anything you want from your employer now, and they have to give it to you.
Oh shit!
If you want more hours, you get more hours. If you want more pay, that's what I'm trying to get at. They have to give it to you. Why? Because no one wants to work.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're in that predicament where we get power, and young people are utilizing extremely amounts of money. People in Alabama, you know what the minimum wage in Alabama is?
I think $7.25.
$7.25. The national minimum wage level is Alabama's minimum wage level. Mm-hmm. You can't actually survive off that anywhere in America. It's just been studied that amount is unlivable.
And where's the issue? Inflation. Because like in Alabama, okay, you've lived in Alabama for many years. Do you think they need the $15 minimum wage?
It needs to be increased. That's for sure. Okay, increased. It desperately needs to be increased.
Because someone who told me, he's from Tennessee, from Memphis, he told me that we don't need $15. $15 is like crazy money. $15 is like you could afford like a lot of things.
If I was working at Starbucks as a manager, as a starting employee, and I made $15 an hour in Alabama, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like minimum wage,
you're probably middle class, right? At that point.
Like you're doing like
or even close to.
You know, I wouldn't say middle. It depends how much you work, but yeah, you would be. You'd be rolling in the hills, you know? Yeah, you're doing really good for yourself.
Yes, and that's it comes back to my issue, inflation. Like, why the hell do we need $15 an hour and like someone in Alabama don't need $15? Or maybe they're good with $10 an hour. You know, it's like once again it comes with inflation,
and it's mixed too. I mean, you got your inflation, of course, but you got extremely amount of tax that the state demands. You also have the demand of just being in Los Angeles.
Once again, it comes back with inflation, and then this inflation. That's the reason why we need higher taxes, you know, but not for, of course, hopefully not for us, but you know, like, to the, what's it called? To the higher
tax bracket. You know, it's so tricky because when you think about it, the more I pay people, you know, then the employer loses more money. Therefore, I need to increase goods like watermelons, peaches, Coke bottles, and then it triggers down to everything else.
Yeah.
And if we still tax the rich, they're gonna say, okay, I'm still getting taxed more. Yeah. Therefore, I have to make my money back.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's a tricky situation. And the best solution is to look at everything and everything that you have. Look at employers, employees, jobs, everything, and say, okay, what's the perfect balance we have to have? When I think of Alabama, you ask me, do they need $15 minimum wage? You know, I can't answer that question specifically. I have to look and see what's the balance you can get. You know, and that's the problem with LA. There is no balancing act. People need better opportunity. If you know you have an employee that's been with you for 5 years, let's say a year and a half, maybe almost 2 years, they're really good. Why are they not getting a promotion? Why is the highest pay you're gonna get is about $17 on average? That's the highest pay you can get until you join management team or something.
Yeah, that's a problem. I agree with that. Yeah, it is a problem. Like that's why employers should look at Costco. They should look at In-N-Out. They give them raises like I used to when I worked at Costco last year. I think every 600 hours you work, you get like a raise.
You have to, yeah.
Yeah, dude. There's Costco employees that have been working there since I was born, since we were born.
They have no problem with it.
They have no problem with it.
They're doing good. They're making good money.
They're making good money. Why are other companies not doing? I get it. I guess because maybe they don't want to have the same crowd. They want a younger crowd. I get that. I 100% get that. But at the end of the day, if you implement that with your employees are gonna work better. They're gonna give a better service. They're gonna give out a better product. That's why I believe so much in tips. Whenever I walk into Five Guys, whenever I walk into Blaze, whenever I walk into Jersey Mike's, all the workers are greeting me with a smile. They're telling me how's your day. They're they're always making me feel at home.
Yeah.
And because they want a good tip. And I always tip 20%. But if you walk into McDonald's, you walk into an AMC, like 60% of the workers there are not gonna treat you. They're gonna treat you like indifferent, like normal, like whatever, you know. So if you take care of your employees at the end of the day, they're gonna take care of your.
They'll take care of your business.
Yeah, you're gonna bring more revenue. You're gonna, I'm gonna want to go back to that Blaze. I'm gonna go back to that Jersey Mike's because I want to meet. For example, I want to meet Malcolm. And Malcolm he's great at talking. I love talking. I love. Just not even the product. It's just I like going to
to Josh and say I want to talk to him. No, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to him. I like him.
That's why also when I love what I like about the serving industry where I'm in right now with the bartending industry is that a lot of people have told me, a lot of guests who I've made friends are like, dude, we like coming to Barney because of you. We love that you're serving. Like this past Tuesday night, last week at Tuesday, it was hell, man. It was game 7, game 6 in the NBA Finals. It was busy, like super busy.
Yeah. I
had these two guys. They come. I forgot one guy's name's Thomas. Forget the other guy's name. Whenever they're seeing me, they're like, "Oh shit, you're working today?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "F yeah, we're gonna go sit at the bar. Like, I know the 2 drinks, the 2 Stellas, and then after that, they get 2 shots of Casamigos Blanco." I remember I was on break that day. And then I was coming down to the bar because I was already done from a break. And then I saw they were walking back and forth. And during my break, I was like, oh, no, hopefully they know I'm here. And once they knew I was there, boom, they want to go sit at the bar. And they don't just go for the drink. They don't just go for game 6 of the NBA Finals or for the food. They go for the service, and that's the whole point. I brought that up. It's like if you take care of your employees, then they're gonna be happy. That's why for me, like,
and that's why I say it's a full circle.
A circle, because that's why I'm so happy. I'm excited to go there. I want to help people there. I'm not saying that like at AMC, I was sometimes I'll go happy. I was in good vibes. But at the end of the day, I'm just going to a job that's just gonna, pay me $15 an hour and get out.
And I think I'll say it with this. For people who maybe are indecisive. Or for people who are still in between, or people who don't know when I should move on, I think you should look at Josh Lopez when he just said how I get excited to get to where I gotta go. Mm-hmm. I get excited to do this thing, and I get even more excited because my future is kind of my present is reflecting the view of my future. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. I can see it where the pieces of the puzzle are connecting, and now, it's becoming into it's kind of tangible. Yeah, definitely. I can really feel it now. Mm-hmm. And let me ask you this: if you can't do that where you are now, then it's time to go. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting because a lot of people have that problem, and a lot of people don't feel like they have that next stage ready for them. But if you believe in yourself, if you take a chance, have a little bit of faith in you, and you really do put it your 100%, the door will eventually open.
No, I agree. But I feel like 100% agree with that. But I feel like there's gonna be a lot of obstacles.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of things that happen for a reason. Like this job that I got didn't just fall from the sky the day after, which kind of feels like it did. Because, but because like last year I went through so many stumbles. Like I was at this job and another job.
You're bouncing around. You were like, man, I think your worst moment, if you don't mind me saying it, was you called me one day and you said, Josh, I've never even said this for my life. You said, Josh, I don't want to go to work. I don't want to go work that day. You're like, I'm so just not here. And I think that says a lot mentally, emotionally, and the drive was just like it's and I think that was everyone reaches that point of obstacles. I mean, I didn't have all these NASA programs laid in front of my face. There's a lot of times I was rejected, a lot of times where I was just in between life. I remember Monica comes up to me one day and she's just like, are you good? and I wanted to like break down and cry. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just not. Some days I'm literally I don't know why I'm here. I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah,
you're right. It's not gonna be easy.
no.
But if you can commit to your plan hard enough, because you see all these people on TV, these rich people, they've committed to their plan way more than you think.
Hell yeah.
They've taken risk,
Yeah.
humiliation.
Yeah.
Have you ever been humiliated doing what you're doing? Like, says, wow, like, this is embarrassing.
Oh, no. And
Clean throw up in a restroom. Come on now. I'm just saying, little stuff. You know?
Yeah.
But they did it.
Yeah, hell yeah. Like, they took the risk. There's so many risks, Like, for example, I shouldn't be saying this on camera, but on Saturday, I was supposed to work, but I didn't go. I called. Not Barney's. It was another job. Okay. I didn't go because I needed to study for my real estate exam. And once again, opportunity cost. I could have gone and bartend at that soccer stadium. I could have made like $400-$500 in tips, but I decided not to because I want to focus.
Money isn't finite. Money is finite. I always tell people. You can't have endless money.
Yeah,
it's always finite.
Like I think it's more important. I study for my real estate exam because in the future, once again, it's an investment. It's an investment. So, what are you talking about right now? Oh no, about there's many there's gonna be many hurdles. I feel like a lot of things happen for a reason, and at the end of the day, it's rewarding. Like I said, all the jobs I had in the past year, like I thought Costco was my thing, but now I feel like the reason why that didn't work out because I found something that I love and I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
Like people even you told me me like, wow, it seems like you really love what you do. I'm like,
yeah,
I love it, dude. It's great, dude. It's bartending. And actually that was one of my goals of 2021. Actually since 2020, I said to myself, I want to look for a bar job that I could work at least 3 to 4 days.
Yeah. That's
stable and I love it. And that's one goal off my 2021 goals. And the reason why I was looking for that job is because I want to focus on my real estate and look what's going to happen this year.
You're doing
Take
it.
my exam.
You're doing exactly.
Hitting goal after goal after goal. And
does it get scary for you sometimes? Be honest. Do you feel like you're smashing so many goals? You're just like, wow, like, life is just on a roll.
No, I'm excited. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's keep going. Keep going. I'm like a Amtrak. Keep going. Go. No stops. Boom, boom, go. And what was I gonna say again? Damn, I was gonna say something. Forgot what I was gonna say. No, I'm not scared. I'm just keep going. Let's keep going. Let's get it.
And I think for anybody watching, life is that's something you won't expect because the hurdles are gonna be so many hurdles. You're not gonna know what it feels like to just succeed. But it's not just many succeeding. It's like you have one good day. Mm-hmm. Finally I got into this school. Finally I passed my exam. Little stuff. Mm-hmm. No, it's like literally you get one thing after the other. It's always it's gonna be like wow, and then your life is just like right. Your life is like, man, I got all the Infinity Stones. I got it now. Yeah. You can't hurt me no more.
Yeah. No. Funny you mentioned that. I was just gonna mention that, but funny to lead off of that. It's like nothing could hurt me. Nothing. If I see not an obstacle, but that's why I'm so good. That's why I feel so successful already. Not already, but like I feel so successful. I feel, and number one thing, I feel happy because like this job, what I'm doing, my real estate, I'm finally getting back, and I'm finally going to the gym again because my foot was injured. So I'm finally, working out. And being surrounded with great people, like literally nothing could hurt me. Like if I hear some negative thing on the news or whatever, bring it.
I think
bring it. But
I think you found contentment.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's seeking.
Yeah,
I think you found content. I think, and that's the rule. When you find contentment, it means that you're not stagnant. For sure. You haven't found total success.
Oh, no, definitely not. But I feel like...
But what you do every day brings you peace.
Oh, yeah.
Brings you joy.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And it fulfills the needs of your life for sure.
Definitely. Yeah.
It fulfills it.
Yeah.
If it's money, you need how much money you think that will fulfill. Like, man, this like, if I made only this much money in life every day, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
I can pay my bills. I got my disposable income.
I have a lot of disposable income now.
I can, I have choice. I have freedom.
Yeah.
I have freedom, right?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah. And another thing.
That's contentment.
Yeah, yeah. And then also what I like about it is that once again with this whole disposable income, how I said I want to give back to my people, or give back to people that I think that deserve it or who helped me out throughout the year.
Yeah.
I'm already doing that. I have a friend. I'm not gonna say his name. He got deported like a year ago to Mexico.
Wow.
And every day we keep in touch. He's a smart guy, really really smart guy. Who once again.
How old is he?
I think he's my age. Yeah. No, I think he's 1 year older. He messaged me here and there, and he asked me, "Hey, can I borrow some money?" And I'm like, "Don't borrow. I'm just gonna send you money."
Yeah.
And I send him money here and there. I even told my mom about his story. My mom knows him, and then like there was one day. It was like a year ago though. He still messaged me, and I still send him money here and there. He's like, "Oh, like can you sell me $25, $30?" And I do it. And I was like, "Don't expect me to pay. You don't have to pay me back. It's totally fine with it." Like my mom one time zelled him $100, and he got so happy.
Wow.
Like and then give back, and then also one of our friends who's gonna be a teacher, she put in on her story that her Amazon registry. And how she needs, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
She needs school products, and I bought like 5 products for her, and I just do it out of like, not because I want to look good, because I want to help out. I want to help out people who I know, people who touch me in a positive way. And
your life now reflects your future.
Mm.
You want to give back.
Yeah.
That if anything you don't want to do, I know for sure you're gonna want to give back.
Oh yeah, that's I was so fortunate to be raised by a family that was never greedy. That I have family members like my aunt who always put others first, which is it's not always a bad thing to put other people first. I just care a lot about family. I care a lot about my close friends. I care about the people I really care deeply about. And if it's someone who needs help, I'm gonna help them. I have the money for it, I'm gonna do it. There was one night I was coming. Was it coming from work? I think it was coming from work, or maybe after work I went to a bar or something. Yeah. But I stopped by McDonald's because I was hungry, and I bought like a cheeseburger. Or I think I bought something to drink. I think I bought whatever. I forgot what I bought. Yeah. And there was like this homeless lady. I'm not sure if she was homeless lady or she was maybe like a mental lady, because she had like something from like she recently got discharged from a hospital or a clinic or something. And then she was like, "Hey, can you buy me? Can you get me an apple pie and a sundae? Like I'll have the money. Like I'll even pay you." I was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. I'll see what I do." So I bought my thing, and then I bought her apple pie and her Sunday ice cream. It was like at 1 a.m. or something, and I'm coming out of the freeway, out of the drive-thru. I mean, and I handed it to her. She was like, "Oh, can I pay?" I was like, "No, don't worry about it. You're good, man." And she, "Oh, God bless you, But it's just like those acts of kindness, like, that makes me happy. Like earlier today, I want to go pick up my mom from Pasadena. She was hanging out with a friend. Yeah. And as we stopped by to get gas, and I'm pumping gas, and next to me I hear a car not turning on. It was a Kia. The car was not turning on. It was a older lady, black elderly lady, and her car was not turning on. So I see her go to that window, where you put, "Oh, can I get this much of gas?" So to the clerk. And then I'm assuming, maybe she's gonna get help from them. Maybe they have a battery or something, or their car. But no, I guess not. Then she wanna go sit on the side, and I was like, I told my mom, should I help her out? Like, I feel bad. I have jump wire cables on my car, so I could do it. And so she's like, yeah, up to you. And so I went and go to ask the lady, like, hey, do you need help with your battery? Like, and she's like, yeah, like I'm calling AAA right now. I was like, no. I was like, if you want, I have cables. Like, we could do it. She was like, oh, I mean, let's do it. That would be helpful. And so we did it, and it was in a second. But like it was like those acts. Like if you could help out, why not? Like if you have like,
it makes me happy to know that there are people like Josh Lopez. Yeah. I'm just saying. I hope I'm a good person too. I really am. But I'm just so happy that there are Josh Lopez's especially in Los Angeles. Y'all don't even know how bad it is in Los Angeles. You really don't. Wherever you think you see and just know that it's worse. And people aren't as kind as you are, or where you live. And acts of kindness in Los Angeles is like an angel from above. It's something like, it's like, oh, I've been blessed today. Yeah. Somebody was that nice to me.
Yeah, and also you don't even need like money. Like I said, like today, did I need money to
jump a lady's car off? No. That was clearly having a probably a bad day. Yeah, bad Sunday day.
Yeah, and then also, what if she, had to call, what is it? Call AAA. That would have taken like a minute.
Whoever, could have been 30 an hour. Who knows?
Yeah, and then I was there, like, let's do it.
Yeah, I can help you out.
That probably made her day. She probably got home wherever she went. She's like, guess what happened today? One young lad, he, helped me with his car, helped me with my car. Like I said, I want to impact people in a positive way. I want to bring smiles.
I want to say this because we got to come to a close pretty soon.
Okay.
I want to say this. I'll end it with this for me. It says, whatever you give, whether it's just being kind, Josh, if it's money, if it's items, whatever, just having a good time with people, whatever you give, you're not gonna miss it. You know why?
Why?
Because you're gonna receive it right back.
I believe in good karma.
Whatever you give, you're gonna reap it, and it's gonna multiply. Like when if I plant a seed, right, I never get just one seed back, right? I get 10 to 20 more. Yeah. Just know that. Yeah. And I encourage people who are ever watching this, sound of my voice, to understand how much it means to just be kind to one another. To just smile. To love about you. That's what I said, clean your smile up because you got to smile. I want to see your smile. It's so important to just be kind. And that's a form of giving. That reflects how important you're going to be in the future. How important you're going to be to people. I'm going to say right now, Josh, you're very important to me. Oh, you're my best friends. I'm great.
The best friend, right?
You are the best friend.
All right, cool.
I am very thankful for you. I had a dream about you last night. I told you about it. Told you about it.
Yeah, no, you did.
Told you about it. So, thinking about you a lot. I'm so grateful for you. And like I just, for me, I asked you the question. I like to attract like-minded people, just like myself. And I always say you're my twin because literally, like, I try to be just as kind.
You're a West Coast twin,
I'm the East Coast twin. You're the West Coast twin.
East Coast? Alabama's East Coast? I don't think that's
East Coast.
Really?
What did Tupac say? West Side, right? This is the West Coast. So California's the West Coast.
Yeah, I know that, but Alabama's not like. When I think of East Coast, I think of like New York, Florida. Virginia,
okay. So what's in between
like
New York and Florida? What's in between New York and Florida? So you have
Virginia,
Georgia,
North Carolina.
Yeah. So North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Georgia. It's on the East Coast. Yeah. Believe it or not, Georgia. Yeah. Alabama is right next to Georgia.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought was more like by Michigan.
We'll fly out there. We'll fly out. We got it. Because we got money like that, right? We'll fly out and we'll have a good time.
Alabama? All right.
So take you to the East Coast.
All right, sure. East Coast, I guess that's the East Coast.
Josh, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I want to mention one thing that I think
is of course.
That
Mike is yours.
Another,
that's all I wanted to say.
Another big thing happened in my life. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I got my...
Oh, my gosh. Y'all. Look, can the camera get it?
Yeah. I know. That's a weird setup. Yep.
Y'all can zoom in.
It's my arm and Thor in the background. Random poster of Thor, Chris Hemsworth. But yeah, so this is I got this in honor of my aunt who passed away on February 18th.
February 18th?
February 18th, yeah. So 10 days after my birthday. But a lot of people know this, Josh knows this. She was a big part of my life. She's the reason what I am today, that the kindness and love and caring I give to everyone that I know. But yeah, this is a design that someone made for me from a UK, a tattoo artist from the UK. She designed it, and then when I went to go eventually get it, I got it in a tattoo place on Sunset and Parkman, I think. I forgot what the other street. It's called American Electric Tattoo. The tattoo artist's name is Sean. Shout out to Sean.
Shout out to Sean.
If you need if you need a tattoo artist, he'll definitely hook you up. But yeah, so I want to explain what it is. So it's a cross, obviously. It's a cross. It's kind of hard to see with this angle, but it's a cross, and then the inside is Half Dome is it's a monumental scene in Yosemite National Park. The reason why, because that's one of the last few things I did with my aunt last year in August. What pains me though is that we were driving to Yosemite that Friday. No, Thursday night, I believe, and then we got the news that Chadwick Boseman passed away from cancer, and it's crazy that that moment we learned about that news, but at that time we didn't know my aunt had the same disease, and then we were like, oh, what? We were in shock, and then what was so great about Yosemite that throughout the whole time there, my aunt was excited. She was happy. Not once she seemed weak, never ever seemed weak. That's why we never thought she had an issue. She was climbing those trails like nothing, and walking miles like nothing. Like I even had, we took some buddies, and then even they told me that she's like, wow, props to your aunt because she's strong. She doesn't seem like she's getting tired. I'm like, yeah, that's who she is, So that's why I have Half Dome, because one of the last things her and I did with my family.
Yeah.
And then of course a cross, because we're Catholic. Definitely wanted to put a cross there, and then the purple. People that don't know, purple ribbon means pancreatic cancer.
Yeah.
That I have that, and it says my tia. That's what I used to call her all the time. And then this right here is like a necklace that's hanging, and then right here is like a ring, but at the tip of the ring is a Real Madrid logo. Yeah. She was the biggest Real Madrid fan in the world. I wish she was able to go to Spain with me and watch Real Madrid play, but I know she'll be there with me.
There with you.
And actually, that Real Madrid logo, we put it on her blouse when when we buried her. Wow. So she left, underground with Real Madrid. And then right here, I'm not sure if the camera could see it. There's two little adjacent hearts. They're together. There's two hearts. It signifies. So she used to have a ring with her the whole time, and it had two little hearts together. So there's two artists decided to put two little hearts there for me, and to this day we don't know where the ring is at. So I hope she left the ring. She went down with the ring together. That ring meant a lot to her. To conclude, this tattoo, like we're speaking about like happiness, but this tattoo makes me feel proud, makes me feel confident. Like if people, I've had people at work ask me, like, oh, so, like, can you explain your detailing? And then I tell them, and then they get happy. They I could see like that's a good act of kindness, an act of recognition of someone so important to me. Because she meant everything to me. Like even till it's hard still. It's easier, but even today, where I work, there was there's a corner bakery that her and I used to go all the time, every morning. Not all the time, but Wednesday mornings when I would drive to Santa Monica College, and then I would drop her off in Westwood because she would work there in Westwood, and we would have breakfast there all the time. And today I passed by it not for the first time because I'm always there all the time, but this time I actually passed by with my car, and oh shit, hiccups. And I felt something, like I felt that sadness, and I feel like I'll always feel that, but that's because she was an important person in my life, and she still is. Like to this day, I think about her every day. I think me and my mom talk about her every day, and then it brings smiles to our faces. We go visit her at Forest Lawn by Warner Brothers Studios like almost every Sunday, and we miss her every day. I wish, because what I'm doing, all the success, and she saw me at one of my lowest points last year. And to see me being so successful, that makes her happy. She puts other happiness people's first than hers. She was known for that. She was known for being together, united, no fighting, none of that bull crap, And I feel like also because of my aunt, I feel like our family's more together now, more united, And I feel like, I wish she was here, man, because
I know, I say it every time, and I hope you believe me, but I just know she's so proud of you.
Mm-hmm. I hope right now she's looking down right now and listening to our podcast.
Just know she is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just know she is.
Yeah, but it pains me though because like she's not gonna be there on my wedding. She's not gonna be there when I have that big business. She's not gonna be there when I have these kids, which she should have. But you know, I know
it's so important that God puts people in our lives, and when they're here, they give you everything that they can. Yeah. And I think what was so important for your aunt was to share her kindness and to share her way of living to you.
No, yeah, and I feel like that's how I live my life. Like,
and I thank God she did that, because I think, you know, you're just a remarkable person, and I think your aunt played a critical point into helping you mold who you are. And it pains us that she can't be here, but to put what she had in you, you know, you can carry everything that she stands for.
And also to those people out there who are going through like obstacles, who are going through, I don't know, depression or financial issues or whatever, you know, this whole pandemic, who's going through COVID, whatever, just know that people like my aunt, they didn't care about the obstacles. They didn't care about the obstacle, but she jumped every single obstacle no matter what, and she always looked strong. You know, always looked strong. You know, that's for me, like, whatever knocks me down, I don't care, I'm gonna get back up and keep going. Like, and then what I liked about her, like, it was, like I said, no disease ever made her look weak. You know, of course, towards the last few days it was bad, but like I said, like Yosemite, she was climbing those trails like nothing, like she was Superman, you know. But
strong,
you know, and that's what my message to people is, like, you know, there's always gonna be that, you know, that, I guess, exit from an obstacle. Always, you know, you're gonna just know that you gotta go through it, but eventually it's gonna be, you know, a rewarding. Like, one friend told me, like, when he told me, short-term sacrifice for the long-term goal, or short-term sacrifice for the long-term investment. You know, I know I'm getting on a tangent, but, like, do I want to be a bartender for the rest of my life? No, there's nothing wrong with it. Some people do it for a living, and it's great money, you know. But this is my short-term sacrifice for the long-term goal, you know, and I love it. So it's not even a sacrifice; it's like a short-term goal for a long-term goal, you know. But yeah, man, that's my life for the past few months.
We're proud of you, sir. We're always proud of you. Your aunt's proud of you. Your friends are proud of you for sure. You're a blessing to all of us, bro. We are so happy for you. We're excited to where you're gonna go. We're excited to where you're gonna who you are and how you're going to improve. And man, we just can't wait to see what's next. We're always.
Oh yeah, also I got into Cal State Long Beach. We didn't mention that.
We haven't even talked about that.
There's so many things.
But we'll like to. When he got into Cal State Long, we were congratulations on that one, man. That's worth clapping for. We're so proud of you. So we'll check back in when you're a student, and you can tell us how the life of a college kid in Long Beach is, and we'll hear your stories of all those friends you keep talking about that you're going to meet. So let's hope you meet those, and
maybe they'll come on board. And
maybe they'll come on board. We'll have a good chit chat about business, economy, and
business.
We'll get deep into that. People want to know how to be financially set and how to be, you know, economically, you know, sound, and they want to learn more about money and monetize their life.
People just think it's about saving. Yes, saving is a big part, but there's other ways.
There's a lot of ways. You know, I'm a guy. I want my money to make money for me. At the same time, I like to make good investments. And at the same time, I love housing. So, you know, I'm going to be buying houses left and right. That's where you come in. You're going to be number one guy, because I'm going to come at you so quick and say, hey, I need this house, and I need it now.
I got it.
So, but we'll talk more of that on another episode, so keep it here. Josh, thank you for coming on. We love you, sir. You know we do.
Twin and twin.
And we will catch you next time.
Yeah. Maybe next time we'll be in Alabama. I know I'm going to be in Alabama, so in a few days. So, all right, guys. Thank you for watching, and keep it here into Occasions and Purpose. It's lit.